No, let's get somebody from over here. You in the pigtails. He's so good at it!
Okay, my question is, what's the weirdest gift you've gotten from a fan?
I think I received some Millennium underwear once. So I think that pretty, like, everything else beyond that was, you know. So, next, you over here. You over here.
I was just wondering if it's tough to hold, tough on your vocal cords to hold a voice sometimes.
Oh, sure, yeah. Even doing Yami, you know, there's only so many times you want to, you know, bellow out an attack or whatever it is. But the more challenging voices are the ones that have a lot of texture, right? So I don't know if you guys, you have Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. Are you aware of that show, right? So I play Trudge in that, and you know, so. Man, the unabridged series is kicking butt today. But so Trudge, you know, he has this kind of voice, right? Come on, give me a break, you say. And using all that kind of texture can be kind of rough on your voice. But you know, otherwise, you want to be careful in general. Yeah. Does that answer your question? Yeah. Yes, you here.
Hi, my question is, you've obviously done a lot of voice acting, but have you ever done any singing lessons? And can you sing something for us?
Well, I haven't had any official singing training, but I don't know. I feel very on the spot right now. I wonder why. Actually, you know what? If you want to hear me singing, Hudson Horstachio had some songs that he did, so you can probably find that on YouTube somewhere. But I forget the melody. That was, you know, many moons ago. So let's get somebody in the middle ground. This guy right here, with the glasses.
Hi Dan, I was just wondering, are you interested in doing the Toei anime?
What is the Toei anime?
Season 0.
Season 0 of Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah.
Would love to do it. What's the story?
It's the anime that was more faithfully based on the manga. It involves a hell of a lot more violence, a hell of a lot more dark.
I'm all about that.
And one more thing, Stepmother's Sin. Why?
Well, I'm an actor, and if that disappoints you, I'm sorry, but sometimes you gotta make a buck. Why not? It offended you? Okay. You know, when doing that kind of stuff, we laugh our butts off because it's so absurd. Okay? Next question, yeah, right over there.
I was just wondering your opinion on the cartoon censorship. If you thought it was too over the top, it was too extreme.
Right. That's a good question. I think that in a way it did go too far, you know, but they were trying to walk a very fine line between making it palatable to a younger audience and you know, having the U.S. accept it, and also in terms of what the broadcasters are allowed to air. There are restrictions, right, for any content that's going to go to kids. So yeah, this person will be next, right over here right there, waving their arms. But what I think the unfortunate thing is that when you take too much of that edge off, right? If you take too much of that out, you're really kind of recreating the show in a way that it doesn't hold up. Right, there was a scene, you know, where Seto, he's backing off the edge, you know, and in the first season, right, and he's going to commit suicide, right, and they totally had to rewrite that, and the scene never really made that much sense. So I'm sympathetic, but you know, I grew up with cartoons that had guns and things being fired, and you know, a certain kind of violence, and I've only killed a very few people. So how bad is that? Okay, yes.
Could you give us a bunch of the classic lines from Yami and Yugi?
Sure, yeah. You must always believe in the heart of the cards. Come on, Joey, I know we can do this! What's that? It sounds like you're saying Kai Gan Kaya. Oh, no, what is this? No. And let's see, Dark Magician! In attack mode! Let's get somebody else. The white glove, right here. I'll do more lines when you come by the table.
Hi, Dan.
Hi!
Hi. Have you actually ever met Little Creeper?
No. Have you?
I have.
Nice.
He's awesome.
If you ever did, would you be willing to do like a little duet thing with him to do with the Abridged series?
To do a duet to see who's the better Dan Green?
Yeah.
I think I pretty much got that one covered.
I know, but still, like, would you,
But I'd be delighted to, riff with him. That'd be very fun. He was actually in town once, and I was like, oh, I'd love to meet him, because he knows this other guy that I know, and but we never were able to hook up. But yeah, that'd be fun. You with the hand up and the glasses, yeah.
Hi Dan, what qualities do you associate yourself with Yami?
I think, well, it's kind of funny because obviously the U.S. version was much different than the Japanese, And in the initial season, the initial episodes, the differentiation between Yugi and Yami Yugi was less, right? They weren't so extremely different. Yugi wasn't so high, Yami wasn't so deep. But as the show developed, the producers and directors realized they wanted more of that. So I felt that I was being asked to create a character in Yami that was majestic, that was powerful, had a little bit of edge to him, and that's true to the manga. But that could also be compassionate. His heart was in the right place, his values. Because that's how they're going to talk to you when you're in the booth. They're going to talk to you like, we need a little bit more anger here, we need a little bit more compassion there, and that means that you have already done the job of training yourself to an extent where you know where you need to go in your imagination to bring those qualities out of yourself. Because the last thing you want to do is sound like you're somebody in a sound booth shouting a line out for no reason or faking an emotion, right? So that's the first thing. And then after that, you want to do some work on understanding how to create variety in your voice, because a lot of these other actors here, VO artists, you don't just know them for one character. They do a bunch of other things too, And it's very true that they're kind of asked to do a similar thing, but there's also the expectation that you can do something completely off the wall, So learning the principles of acting, at least basically, and creating variation in your voice, and the dubbing element of it, the syncing element of it, it's not brain surgery, but there is a skill to that as well. So you don't sound like somebody who's trying to fit it in a certain pattern, right? It sounds more like a natural performance. Right here, Mr. Tux guy. Oh, he's come prepared. Okay, here we go.
I've noticed in many dubbings of Knuckles the Echidna, I've noticed they never seem to have an Australian accent, despite the fact that echidnas are Australian animals. Was there any decision to say, okay, hey, we're going to give Knuckles an Australian accent, and then decide no? Did you ever cross that bridge?
So for the original audition, you are told we want this, and we aren't necessarily told we don't want that, right? But they were clear that they didn't want an Australian accent. And again, just so you understand, the actors don't have control over this, right? So producers decided, we want to make this appeal to an American audience, so we're going to lose the Australian accent. And another difficulty is that I've done some stuff where I've had to do some casting and that sort of thing. And it can be harder than you might think to find somebody who has a genuine Australian accent that can also act and dub and that sort of thing. And it could be a poor choice to put somebody in the position of, hey, do your best Australian accent, which could end up sounding really bad, right? So, so that's how that broke down. Right over here.
Hi there.
Hi.
I've been wondering about this for a long time, but have you actually, just as yourself, have you actually ever played the Yu-Gi-Oh card game, and do you really enjoy it at all? And
Yeah, this is another question I get a lot, and I think I'm going to disappoint a lot of people that, no, I played it once at a Thanksgiving with a friend of the family's, and he was like 10 years old or whatever, and he totally kicked my butt, right? And even though I've been doing the show for a while, I just kind of had a rudimentary understanding of the game. But I can totally understand the appeal. And a very good friend of mine has a son who is completely into the game. And he's going out there, he's doing competitions and stuff like that. And I mean, it's just amazing. And I think it really does help you to learn strategy and develop other kinds of comprehension. So I think it's cool. I just haven't done it myself. Let's get somebody here. The pink, sorry.
Hi there, I was just wondering, what was it that originally got you interested in becoming a voice actor? Like how you got into that career path?
Right. So I started off actually being an actor, right? That fell into doing voiceover work because of people that I knew who were either directing it or who were also doing it. So I didn't wake up as a child and say, I want to do voiceover work, right? I didn't wake up and say, I want to be an actor. As a kid, I wanted to be the characters. I didn't really have, the understanding that, these are people pretending to do things. And that was kind of in a dead heat with wanting to be a stuntman, wanting to be Han Solo and Spider-Man. And what it turned out was that the pretending to be somebody else was the thing I was better at, so that's how that happened. But yeah, so it's very true that it's just kind of, you get involved in something that's who you know. And a lot of the VOs that you hear, they're actors doing other things as well. They do stage, they do a lot of other things. Okay, yes, one more. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Since you've played children's card games, do you actually have a favorite card?
The card that I think that Yami-Yugi was most connected to, right, was Dark Magician, right? But the card that I have the most fun doing is Exodia Obliterate. So it just sounds so awesome. How many times you get to tell somebody to obliterate something? You know? Hey, Mom, could you go obliterate that for me? Thanks. I got something else to do.
Yeah.
Yes, the guy standing and waving.
You asked the exact same question I wanted to.
Hey Dan, hey, I'm just wondering, you did Yami-Yugi,
right?
Yugi, Dr. Crowler, Trudge, are you going to be in the new Yu-Gi-Oh! Zeal?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't make those decisions, unfortunately. Yeah. Right over here in the blue. He's gonna go up and around, he's starting to sweat now. He's hyperventilating. This guy in the blue, this guy with the white hat, blue tie, yeah.
Hey Dan,